Hello, in this lesson we will get to know Xcode editor, briefly touch on the SwiftUI framework, and write your first few lines of code. First, download the project. In the Welcome course, select Playing with SwiftUI, tap the first lesson and choose Attachments. Click the file and save it to your Downloads folder. Open Downloads folder and unzip file by double-click on it. On macOS, you don't need any additional programs because the system already includes an archiver. Open the project folder, and this is a simple application that shows you the Xcode editor. It already has several folders and files, so let's look at the ones we need. In Resources folder, we have video files for our future app. Also, we have code files, and I will explain them later. Let's take a look on the Xcode project file. An Xcode project file is like a blueprint for your Xcode project. It holds everything Xcode needs to build your app, like code, images, and settings. Tap on the Xcode project file and it will open your project. Xcode will ask permission to use this app. Click Trust and Open to let system know that the project is safe. Okay, let's take a quick tour through Xcode. When you create a new or open an existing project, the main window appears, showing the necessary files and resources for developing your app. You can access different parts of your project from the navigator area on the left side. You can open or close the navigator area by using the shortcut combination Command with 0. Or just simply click on this button in the left corner. When you select a Swift file in the project navigator, the file opens in the editor area where you can write the code. Each line of code is numbered. If you need to find a specific line number, use the shortcut Command with L. For example, type 5, press Enter to navigate to line 5. You can also search for code using Command F. For example, searching for window group will highlight matching result in yellow. When typing code, for example, let's type text, Xcode suggests options based on what you are typing, helping you write code faster and with less errors. For example, hello world. In the navigator area, you can search files by name in the filter area on the bottom. Let's find some Swift file, for example, content view, and it will show up. You can search for code or text in Find Navigator, for example, window group, and code will show up in the corresponding file, which contains this code. If the project has errors or warnings, they will be displayed in the Issue Navigator right here. And let me demonstrate how it works. I will create a warning, for example, warning message, and you will see it appear in the Issue Navigator. Now I will intentionally make a syntax error. For example, I delete this parenthesis. In the code above, the syntax error is caused by missing closing parenthesis, and you will notice that it also appears in the Issue Navigator. So let's put it back and delete this warning message. Details about the selected file appear in the inspector area. On the right side, you can simply click on this button in right corner, and you can see the information about the file, such as name of the file, type of the file. It can be a video file or MP3, MP4. Currently is a Swift file. Location of the file, the path of the file in your directory. Also target membership. This determines which parts of your app or your project can use the file, and some text settings. In the toolbar, you can build and run your app on a simulator or real device. just click on this button and you will see the list of available simulators and connected devices via cable or Wi-Fi. To build and run your application, you can simply click on this play button or use shortcut combination Command with R. And to stop application, just click on this square button. Now that we have explored Xcode, let's shift our focus back to the project. In the project navigator, earlier we mentioned resources folder. And let's talk about videos and images files. In the images file, this code defines an enum named image name. And enum is a list of options where each case is an element within it. In this context, each case represents a system image provided by Apple, and these images such as heart, message, and bookmark are used in iOS apps to display icons and symbols. In the videos file, the code defines an enum called video name, where each case represents a different video with a descriptive name such as smoke, dance, karate, capital, climbing, and skating. These names correspond to the actual file names of the videos stored in the resources folder. The components folder contains two code files that will be used to create the user interface. First is player view. SwiftUI is Apple's framework that provides views, controls, and layout structures for declaring your app's user interface across all Apple platforms. Basically, you just describe what you want your app to look like and how it should behave. And SwiftUI takes care of making it work. View is a piece of the user interface, like a button or text that you see on the screen. It's a building block used to create the layout and design of your application. In our project, player view will be used to render a video on device. Next, button view. Button view will be covered in the next videos. Super app is a root file where the project launches the application when you run on simulator or real device. Content view is the main view file that we are going to be working in most of the time. Okay, we are almost ready to write our first code, but let me show you the canvas beforehand. To show or hide, click the button in the right corner and select canvas. It will show up, and if you deselect it, it will hide. So let's select it. To make it work, click the refresh button right here. Great! Canvas is a live preview area in Xcode where you can see how your SwiftUI code looks without running the app on a simulator or device. Let's take a quick look on body. In SwiftUI, body is a special area where you describe how view will look like. Whatever you put inside the body will show up on the screen. The main place where you are going to work is the body within those curly braces. And curly braces are used in many programming languages, including Swift, to define a block of code. In Swift, curly braces are required. Omitting them will result in an error. For example, if we remove the opening brace from body, it will cause an error. So let's put it back. Okay, let's take a quick look at this tag. That tag is a view that lets you place other views on top of each other. This is useful for creating overlapping elements in your app's user interface. Next, in SwiftUI, color represents colors. Currently it's white. If you try to change it to blue, it becomes blue. And same, changing it to red, it becomes red. So you can see these changes immediately reflected in the preview. Now let's return it to white. Okay, in SwiftUI, text shows textual content on the screen. When you change it, for example, let's change to Hello World. My name is Antoine. The displayed content updates right away in the preview. Okay, now let's try to add a video. First we need to delete the text as we no longer need it. Then we will create a player view to render our video. So let's create player view, and Xcode suggests this player view. Let's choose it. As you can see, it requires a URL of type video name, which is found in the resources folder right here. To pass a video to player view, let's create a URL. To do this, following Swift convention, we start with the keyword let, followed by a name. It can be player view URL or just simply URL to keep it clear. Then we specified the type. In Swift we add a colon after the name and then specified the type video name. Video name. Okay, now we can pass our URL to player view. So let's type URL. There will be an error in the preview because when we add a URL property, we need to set up it. To fix it, click on the error and select Fix. Xcode will correct your code. Here you need to add your URL, and to do that, click on the suggestion block and type add dot on the keyboard. You will see a list of our videos, so let's choose the karate one. Just double click on it. Great, our video appeared and it looked pretty good. Okay, that's enough for today. In the next lesson we will add more videos and update the interface to allow users scroll them.